नमस्कार, वेलकम टू कॉमन इंडियन वॉइस। आज मैं और नटराजन जी यहाँ पे पॉलिटिकल बातें करने आए। इतने दिनों तक हम सीरीज कर रहे थे आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के बारे में। आज फिर से हम लोगों का दिल किया कि थोड़ा सा पॉलिटिकल बातें कर ले, एंड बेसिकली हमारे चैनल में हम लोग पॉलिटिकल बात ही कर रहे थे। नटराजन जी वेलकम। एंड हम लोग आज करंट सिचुएशन जो हॉट टॉपिक है अफगानिस्तान, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। मे आई नो नटराजन जी, व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट आर योर आइडियाज अबाउट दिस प्रेजेंट fiasco scenario of Afghanistan?
See, thanks for the question. First thing is, I would like to put out a kind of a disclaimer, if you don't mind. It is that our channel represents common Indian voice. So we do not claim to be experts on the field, but giving out a common Indian's voice. The questions that are coming. So I'll be basically talking from that perspective, not from an expert's perspective who's got eyes and ears of all the presidents and prime ministers of the world. Whatever I read, this is my view. I think what is happening in Afghanistan is, I would say, it came all of a sudden. Probably we were expecting things, but came in very, very quickly than expected. I believe ex-President Trump had mentioned about pulling out of Afghanistan, but in a stepwise manner. But this came about just pulling the rug from Afghanistan altogether and surrendering. There are many reports which have compared the American pullout equivalent to the way they pulled out of Vietnam War. And coincidentally, the last flight was using a Chinook helicopter in both the cases, as I read in some of the posts. I wouldn't call it in this case. Should we call it even a pullout? It looked more like a surrender, an abject surrender. Boom! It collapsed. Okay, and not only that, Americans have invested a lot of money into Afghanistan in terms of whatever infrastructure उन्होंने जो build किया था, फिर उन्होंने आर्मी को ट्रेन किया था. They have spent considerable time and energy, and to abandon that just like that, it is something that is going on, that which we are not privy to. हमारे पास उतना विजिबिलिटी नहीं है कि क्या हो रहा है. There are some reports talking of that Afghanistan in a way was given up to protect US interests elsewhere.
Even I have come across such
as a backdoor measure. What if that happens? That will be very, very significant. But for the moment, the truth is that we are faced with a new government, elected, otherwise legitimate, illegitimate, वो अलग बात है, but with a new force, political force in Afghanistan. And from an Indian's perspective, my concern will be what will be its long-term, medium-term impact. Because very honestly, I do not think Indian government should welcome Afghanis into India. We have had already problems. India is placed, unfortunately, with a rogue neighborhood on all sides, except for that small country Bhutan. Everything else is only the degree of rogueness varies. Okay, so I do hope the government of India takes into account the interests of the Indians first, places that first, rather than Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam business.
Actually, sorry, please continue.
Sometimes, sorry, just give me a minute. See, For some reason or other, we at times open up our hearts and space in our heart, and then only to be kicked in our own home. We have seen that, and there are one or two Afghani people in Delhi who were interviewed by ANI who said they demand India to evacuate Afghanistan. Now, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Do we even need to give space to them? No way. That is my view.
आप मुझे एक बात बताइए, जैसे ये अफगानिस्तान का, मैंने भी वो ANI को उन्होंने बोला हम डिमांड कर रहे हैं। अभी मुझे एक बात बताइए, अगर यहाँ पे इंडियंस जो वहां पे रहे है, सपोज देयर आर हिंदू, सिख्स, अदर्स ओवर देयर, अगर उन लोगों में से किसी ने बोला कि हम डिमांड करते हैं कि घानी को वापस लिया जाए, यानी तालिबान का गवर्नमेंट को हम रिकॉग्निशन नहीं देंगे, तो उनके साथ क्या होने वाला है? उनके साथ क्या होने वाला है? और एक और चीज मैं कहना चाहती हूँ कि ये लोग जो है ना, मतलब बहुत ही सरप्राइजिंग है कि मैं आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू ट्वीट्स और मेरे को बड़े ब्लू टिक वाले जो है उन लोगों ने बोला है कि उनमें से कुछ लोगों ने बोला है कि जो चीज भी तालिबान का हो रहा है वही चीज आरएसएस के साथ, तालिबान इज इक्विवेलेंट टू आरएसएस। तो मेरा सवाल ये है उन लोगों के पास कि अगर वैसा ही है तो तालिबानीज हो या अफगानीज हो, दे फॉलो द सेम रिलीजन। मगर हम क्या देख रहे हैं, देयर इज पैनिक और पीपल आर ट्राइंग देयर लेवल बेस्ट टू कम आउट ऑफ द कंट्री। ठीक है, इंडियंस आर कमिंग बैक, ऑब्वियसली इंडिया अपने ऑफिशियल्स को, अपने जितने भी लोग हैं उनको इवैक्यूएट करेंगे, वहां पे मरने के लिए छोड़ नहीं दे सकते, क्योंकि तालिबान का हमने पिछले बार भी देखा था, तालिबान कुछ भी कहे प्रोमिसेस तो नहीं रखता है, दे ब्रिंग इन रेडिकलाइजेशन। मेरा सवाल है, अगर आरएसएस एंड तालिबान इक्विवेलेंट है तो अफगानीज क्यों भाग रहे हैं वहां से? सेम रिलीजन वाले क्यों भाग रहे हैं? इंडिया में से कितने इंडियंस भाग जाते हैं? एंड उनको क्या है, मतलब अफगानीज क्या बोल रहे हैं, वो बोल रहे हैं कि वी डिमांड कि उनको यहाँ लेके आओ। भाई हमारे यहाँ तो अराजकता है, हमारे यहाँ तो हिंदू तालिबान है, तो फिर आप हमारे देश में क्यों आना चाहते हो? मोदी इज अ फैसिस्ट, तो आप क्यों आना चाहते हो?
Very good points, Isha ji. Very good points. There are 2 to 3 aspects we can break it down into. One, being of the same religion, why are the Afghanis fleeing? Because they should feel safe. After all, some people have written that most of the Afghanis wanted their own Islamic law in place. Taliban is going to do that. Then what they wanted? So that being the case, why should Afghanis run away and flee from Afghanistan? That's a big question. Okay. Number two, of equating, there are people in India belonging to the inner circle, outermost circle of Latins cabal, okay, who keep on, despite whatever happen, मैं उनकी बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ, मैं बहुत उनकी इज्जत करता हूँ, क्योंकि वो डे ड्रीमिंग कभी छोड़ते नहीं है। उनका पेशा ही है कि डे ड्रीम करते रहे हैं। मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने जैसे उनको डे ड्रीम करते रहते हैं। दे आर द मॉडर्न डे इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ मुंगेरी लाल, जो दिन भर पूरा हसीन सपना देख रहा था। उनका हसीन सपना यही है, वो अपना पूरा जिंदगी ये नींद में गुजारा कर देंगे, कभी रियलिटी फेस नहीं करेंगे। That is why they are daydreaming and then writing whatever they want to write. RSS equivalent. What? Yeah. Please.
I want to add a point. I want to add a point. The CNN reporter, the moment Taliban entered, she changed her outfit. She changed her outfit. How many of the so-called Latins cabal in our country, who are always bad-mouthing Modi and Hindus and RSS, are ready to go to Taliban, dress the same way they dress in India? Who in India is stopping them or dictating terms to them as far as their dress or as far as their lifestyle is concerned? If RSS is equivalent to Taliban, the way they are always trying to, force down the throats of every person, then why are they staying in our country?
See, uh, again, very important point. But again, refer to my earlier statement. They're all मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने देखते रहते हैं और उनके लाला लैंड पे ऐसा चलता होगा. Okay, they don't have the courage to face the reality. The reality. See, I read a book called Who Moved My Cheese, where the protagonist is a rat, चूहा है. वो हर दिन अपना बिल्ले में जाकर चीज एक जगह पर रखता है. किधर से लाता है? वो एक जगह पर रखता है. एक दिन बड़ा और एक चूहा आकर वो जो चीज जो जगह पे रखता है ना, उस जगह से दूसरी जगह रख देता है. फिर ढूंढने लगता है, फिर बहुत मुश्किल से इसको मिलता है. एंड same way is the changes in the world that keeps happening. Someone keeps changing the place of the cheese. इधर से उधर चेंज करते रहते हैं. The world is a changing place. So every day your cheese keeps on moving. पर हमारे लटियंस के दोस्त जो बैठे हैं, ओके, उन लोगों को पता भी नहीं है कि उनका चीज को तो दे आर नॉट मूविंग देयर चीज, उनको चीज को बाहर फेंक दिया है. It is not there anymore. They want to make their patterns. They want to make their political patterns, I think, more relevant when they know very well that their political patterns are now no longer relevant in the modern day India. This is the new India that we are talking about. The Indians that we are all very proud of. The Indian that can assert itself without being aggressive, without being abrasive. Stand tall, be proud. We don't need to be aggressive, we don't need to be abrasive, but yes, it shows in the way we carry on ourselves.
True, absolutely. मतलब कल मैंने वीडियो देखा, बहुत डिस्टर्बिंग. अगेन मीन्स मैं वो वीडियो का आई डोंट नो वेदर it is of present time or what times, but there were ladies who were being sold on the street. अगर if this is a reality, if this is the truth, और औरतों को बेचा जा रहा है, तो ये लटियंस, मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहती हूँ यहाँ पे, जो लटियंस में जो है, जो हमारे लिबरल्स है, जो हमारे ह्यूमन राइट्स वाले हैं, जो इंडिया को बदनाम करने के लिए दूसरा एक मौका नहीं छोड़ते हैं, क्या इनको नहीं लगता है कि इनकी हिपोक्रेसी सारी लिमिट्स तोड़ गई है? क्या इनको ये नहीं लगता है कि भाई हम जहां पे बोल रहे हैं कि इंडिया में कोई आजादी नहीं है, इंडिया में फैसिस्ट रूल है, आरएसएस ऐसे है, हिंदूज ऐसे. मैं आपके सामने बैठी हूं, मैं हिंदू हूं, मैं लेडी हूं, मुझे आके कोई डिक्टेट नहीं करता है टर्म्स, ना ही इन पत्रकारों को डिक्टेट करता है कोई टर्म्स कि आप यही पहनोगे, यही करोगे. दिन भर रात भर ये लोग गाली गलौज कर रहे हैं, इनको कौन रोक रहा है? एक बार क्या इनको शर्म नहीं आती है? अफगानिस्तान में अगर सिचुएशन, सच्ची में मैं फिर से रिपीट कर रही हूँ, मैं रिपीटेटिव हो जा रही हूँ शायद, अगर सिचुएशन इतना ही हंकी डोरी है, if the situation is really so good over there and Taliban is a liberator, then why are the Afghans running away? Why are the Afghans in our country, raising voices that bring them? Why? And why now the very people who were opposing CAA till yesterday are now saying, bring the Sikhs back, bring the Hindus back? What was Modi and Shah trying to do when they introduced CAA?
Very valid points, Isha ji. Very valid points. The fact of the matter is that we have to go back a little bit in time. Okay. See, many times it is very easy to criticize the current government on many points. Okay, but मैं कभी कभी बोलता हूँ मैं कि we do not have the visibility to their thinking process as to why they are taking some decisions, because since 2000 अगर आप देखेंगे, okay, or rather go to 1990s onwards, okay, uh, the government machinery in India in multiple ways, it got compromised in multiple ways of letting out the state secrets. Okay, we have seen during Kargil war, we have seen during the day when Mumbai was seized, okay, as to how our positions were being compromised, or for that matter many times our internal critical classified materials were being made available elsewhere. Okay, let there were many journalists who were making a living out of that. So much so that even the cabinet ministry positions were being decided by a few journalists. That we all very it was full blown scandal. Okay, no one has expressed remorse for that. Okay. So that being the case, post 2014, what has happened is that a literal uh, uh, Chinese wall has been constructed between critical data and what is available in the market. So everyone has to now speculate at the best. They cannot go with the prime minister. They cannot travel as an entourage with the PM. Okay, no more fancy dinners, no more fancy wines, no more fancy drinks, nothing on the house. Forget उनका चीज हट गया ना, चीज तो था वही बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ द एंटराज. वो एंटराज ही नहीं है तो चीज किधर है उनके पास? That is why they are squealing today, and that hurts them, because that has more than the money factor, the power, the so-called power that has gone from their hands, and that is what hurting them.
Are turning them into anti-nationals?
They were anti-nationals right from the beginning. They were. It just exposed them, gave the contrast, and they got exposed. Pehle they were blending with the environment, but now that environment has gone, so they are getting exposed. That's what really has happened. Okay, and the beauty is that no one is trying to expose them; they are exposing themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, no one is trying to do that. वो लोग खुद अपने आप को एक्सपोज कर देते हैं.
यही बात है ना, तालिबान को सपोर्ट करके और मतलब तालिबान के फॉर में बात करना, आरएसएस को खराब दिखाना, मतलब लोगों को दिख रहा है वहां पे क्या हो रहा है, एंड आप लोग आके एक पिक्चर पेंट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. ऑब्वियसली आप लोग खुद ही खुद को एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं. आप अगर हमको चांस देंगे तो हम आपको थोड़ी छोड़ेंगे.
See, if you look at, okay, जो information explosion हो गया है, okay, with the social media advent, okay, it has erased the barriers of entry for anyone to talk with facts. We have seen some excellent writers on social media who write on either side, okay, but especially the one who are for India. Now, today there was a video where a female reporter or someone who is talking to the Talibanis about having an elected woman representative, and the Talibanis were laughing at her, insulting her. जवाब ही नहीं था, हंस रहे थे. They couldn't control their laughter. Woman and the to an elected person in Afghanistan, ऐसा. The point is that, for me, if I have to look at the overall situation, we do not know what is happening outwardly. What is happening in Afghanistan is not so good. but we may be wrong, we may be right. I do not know. It's
Exactly.
too early for us to say. Okay.
We're just airing our views.
Yes. Second point, if Afghanistan people won't fight for their own right, then it is not fair on their to expect other people to come and fight for them. It is their liberty, their freedom. They have to fight it first, then others can be expected. But there was no resistance. What were the Afghanis doing? Just surrendering? Had that did that happen in India? We had a massive freedom struggle, which we have covered over the last 10 episodes, 10-12 episodes. We have spoken about the masses being involved in the freedom struggle. ऐसा थोड़ी ना हुआ था. हमें किसने मदद किया? हम तो we helped ourselves for our freedom. How long they should expect others to fight for their cause? What has happened is very unfortunate. First, the Soviets came and occupied it. Okay, then the Americans came. Then we have had our friendly neighborhood in the West. You know, taking pot shots at Afghanistan. Okay, so it is not an easy situation, very subset. But I do hope that that the refugees from Afghanistan are not given free entry into India.
No,
As an Indian, I'm telling we should not.
Even I'm dead
There
against
are other
it.
there are zillion other countries where they can go.
Exactly. And
we
are fascist.
And as you said, we are
fascist. Why do you want to come to our country?
Exactly.
एक और चीज मैं आपको I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. एक और चीज मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ कि मैंने कुछ ट्वीट्स पढ़े हैं. अब अगेन यू नो, अब ये ट्विटर में कौन क्या लिख रहा है, आइडेंटिटी हम लोग 100% बोल नहीं सकते, मगर इट वाज अज्यूम कि वो एक सोल्जर है एंड उन्होंने वहां पे लिखा है कि वी वर आस्क्ड नॉट टू फाइट. तो क्या कोई बैकडोर डील्स हुआ है, क्या हुआ है? आई लाइक यू सेड, वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग. मगर मैं भी आपके साथ ये बात में सहमत हूँ कि अगर मैं अपने लिए लड़ नहीं सकती हूँ, मैं कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकती हूँ कि दूसरे करेंगे? एंड अफगानिस्तान एंड अफगानीज हैव ऑलवेज बीन हेल्ड इन हाई एस्टीम कि दे आर पीपल ऑफ वेरी प्राउड रेस. तो उन लोगों ने पहले रशिया को, फिर अमेरिका को, ना चाइना को, पाकिस्तान को अपने इंटरनल मैटर्स में आने कैसे दिया? जब डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के पास इमरान खान गए थे एंड डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने बोला कि अगर मैं बीच में आके बात कर सकता हूँ, मैं आप दोनों की बातचीत करा सकता हूँ, तो मोदी वाज वेरी एडमेंट. मोदी जी ने एकदम इमीडिएटली बोल दिया कि नहीं, इंटरनल मैटर है, हम उसको निपटेंगे. We are going to deal with it. We don't want any foreign intervention in it. तो यही चीज अफगानिस्तान में क्यों नहीं हुआ? And there are so many factions, they are busy fighting with each other. कितने साल हो गए? कितना मतलब अफगानिस्तान was a very very liberal open society. And क्या हो गया है आज उसका? और फिर हम लोगों को मतलब ये सब किस लिए? पावर के लिए सारा गेम होता है. You are using you know, you're using old customs and culture and matlab God knows from where you are bringing out diktats and you're bringing out rules and you're pressurizing the people. So many of the Afghanis have fled in the past. They are doing it again now. So do you really want a country where your countrymen are not comfortable, leave alone outsiders? आपके खुद के कंट्रीमैन वहां पे रहना नहीं चाहते हैं, तो आप किस चीज के लिए लड़ रहे हो? आप लड़ क्यों रहे हो? मुझे बहुत ही अजीब सा लग रहा है कि मतलब आपका इतना दहशत है कि आपके देश के लोग वहां रहना नहीं चाहते हैं. मतलब वहां पे जो भी पोस्टर था, दुकान था, ये था, सब में रिवैम्पिंग शुरू हो गया है एंड हम लोगों को बोला जा रहा है कि नहीं, nothing is wrong. एंड मैं एक और चीज बोलना चाहती हूँ कि अफगानिस्तान में तालिबान आने के वजह से इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा पैनिक क्रिएट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कुछ लोग, मगर अफगानिस्तान हमारे साथ कोई बॉर्डर नहीं शेयर कर रहा. और अफगानिस्तान में अगर अफगानी सोल्जर्स ने को चाहे ऑर्डर मिला था, चाहे व्हाटएवर द रीजन, दे डिड नॉट पुट अप अ फाइट, एंड उनसे नंबर में कम, उनसे सोफिस्टिकेटेड आर्मी एंड ट्रेनिंग में कम लोगों ने उनको हरा दिया, तो उन्होंने क्या सोचा है कि इंडिया के सोल्जर्स ने चूड़ी पहन रखी है कि इंडिया में भी आ जाएंगे एंड हम लोगों का देश का कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे. there were people who were taunting us कि सी तुम्हारी जो वहां पे इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ था, तुम लोगों ने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट वहां पे किया था, तो वो देखो उसकी 12 बज गई. एक्सक्यूज मी, आप भी इंडियन हो, आप किस बात के लिए खुश हो रहे हो? And
see, please.
I'm speechless, actually speechless. Seeing such a number of, sorry for the language, dolts speaking it in an idiotic manner, I'm actually speechless.
I have couple of questions to you. What do you think as a common Indian, what do you think should be some of the priorities for the Indian government vis-a-vis Afghanistan going forward?
Number one, evacuate all the Indians. We don't want any more foreigners in our country. That is one thing. Second thing is borders को और सुरक्षित कर दो. If I go by the records, they have already started, strengthening the borders. See to it that these Pakistanis, with the help of Taliban, does not try to, again create mischief in our Kashmir. Third thing is investment, and I don't know, मेरी पर्सनल ये है कि तालिबान से बातचीत करके क्या होगा, बहुत ज्यादा रेडिकलाइज्ड है, and they will not be ready to see reason. Moreover, if I am right and China is behind them, then China will not allow them to come into any constructive dialogues with our country.
Mm-hmm.
So keep them at an arm's length, evacuate our Indians, wait and watch, but make your borders so strong that they don't come. I have 100%, 200% faith in my army that they are not going to do what Afghani soldiers have done, whether they have done it on their own or whether it was a pressure tactics, whatever it is. I don't think so. Modi government is going to do anything of that sort. And we have, got back Kashmir after a very, very long fight.
Oh yes.
So I don't think so this government will be ready to give it up. No way. So keep a arm's length, distance rakho, wait and watch. It is more important कि Pakistan पे ध्यान दो. Pakistan is more. Pakistan needs to be taken care of.
Yes, absolutely. I have one more thought on this. Again, I read it somewhere. I cannot give it credence, but then interesting possibilities. One is that it's possible that US gave away Afghanistan in return for something else, but we do not know what exactly it could be. There are some pointers, but again, it is very early in the days, and whether this view itself is correct or not, we do not know. Again, it's mere speculation. Number two is that, again, I read somewhere that apparently Taliban has asked India to help maintaining the infrastructure that India has built, because it says it was for the people of Afghanistan, so it should continue. Again, I do not know to what extent this is correct, but I will take it with a pinch of salt.
That's true, pinch of salt, because means main issues, मुझे जो लगता है ना, मेन इशू तालिबान के साथ ट्रस्ट इश्यूज आता है, क्योंकि बहुत रेडिकलाइज्ड है वो, और उसके वजह से उनपे भरोसा करना. अगर तालिबान जैसे कुछ लोग चाहते हैं हम बिलीव करना शुरू करें, अगर तालिबान सच्ची में रिफॉर्म्ड है, तो दे हैव टू प्रूव इट टू द वर्ल्ड. और अगर तालिबान and the people of Afghanistan and many of the soldiers, they just wanted America to get out of the country, and the hate means their hatred against America or whatever, their bad feelings about America, and the way America has tried to manipulate the situation in Afghanistan. So uske liye they were ready to be quiet and shove out the Americans. And Taliban is actually now it means trying to say that they will do whatever is good for their country, and if they really prove it over the years, फिर देखेंगे. मगर ट्रस्ट इशू है.
बिल्कुल. It depends upon what are they going to do in the first 30 days and 90 days. That will pave the way for the more clarity.
Exactly. Means at present, but मुझे ये लगता है कि जिस तरह से एक एटमॉस्फेयर बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं ना, एंड एक पैनिक क्रिएट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं हमारे देश में, बट मेरा सिर्फ अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, we don't share a border. So why exactly are the people creating such a big panic? So again, it comes back to what you said, Lutyens.
Absolutely.
What is the ulterior motive of few people to create panic in our country when we don't even share a border? Why do they always have to do this? China does not enter India, and even today they are saying कि China तो बहुत दिनों तक आके बैठा हुआ था. मतलब जानबूझ के मिसगाइड करना. मैं लोगों को भी बोल रही हूँ, या वॉच द सिचुएशन वेरी, मतलब एकदम माइन्यूटली वॉच करिए आप लोग सिचुएशन को, मगर डोंट स्टार्ट जंपिंग अप एंड डाउन बिकॉज सम पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट nuisance
within the Lutyens cabal. They are specialists in everything. You have either specialization or generalization, but they are specialists in everything, every topic. Whether how is Rafale manufactured se lekar, okay, how is Rafale, what are the spare parts that are used in that, what are the nuts and bolts used in Rafale se lekar tak, what material go into Covaxin and Covishield, they are the experts. They know everything. At least they think. We know better. The common Indians know better.
Every day on Twitter, be it on any other SM platform, they are being bashed by the common man. They are immediately being called out. Yet, they are so shameless that they try to brazen out from every situation.
Very true. Very true.
And these are the people who are actually undermining our country. Maybe Taliban will not harm our country as much as these people will harm our country, because they are, creating us. And I was surprised. There was a clubhouse meeting in which there were people who call themselves Indians, who means I heard the audio, that they were going on and on about what they are going to do to India and all that, just because Taliban has seized power. And then, they say, why do you doubt us? There is an atmosphere of mistrust in India because the majority is always wrong. Why? My question is, why do you prove us right every time with your outbursts?
See, I got just one comment. I just got one comment to this. Let us enjoy their frustrations.
The meltdown is awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Let us enjoy their meltdown. Because as an Indian, for me, there are times when smiling at your worst. It's not even an opponent, it's an enemy. When they are trying to do it, smiling at them and then uh, pulling them, not allowing them to succeed is the biggest success.
True.
See, if you look at Modi ji, okay, the kind of taunts, the kind of abuses that he has withstood from 2002 onwards is not something for an ordinary person. There is a lesson for all of us somewhere there as to how to how to behave in a dignified manner. It's very important. Challenges will always be there. Even today, India will face a challenge. But I'm sure in the hands of the Prime Minister, the very talented External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. I think in Dr. S. Jaishankar, we have got a very, very capable person, very honestly. I think India is in fairly safe hands. That is my view from a common citizen's perspective. We do not, as you said, we don't share a common border with Afghanistan. So it is not a physical threat for us. Then what are we supposed to do? What is India supposed to do? India has quietly evacuated its entire number of people who were in the embassy. They have removed, they have already come to Gujarat, and then from there on they are going to the Hindon air base. That's what I just for our program. So you tell me, what is that to really wring our hands in frustration?
Absolutely, absolutely. We can just, be calm, support our government. Our government is in capable hands, like you said. They are going to do what is best for the country. We have a tremendous army. We have a tremendous army who is always there to defend us. So why dance up and down? It's like actually kind of hilarious, the things these people are trying to do. And means from the past 2 days, people don't have any other topic to discuss. Yeah, we are also discussing it. But then, means everything they are writing is Afghanistan, as if, Afghanistan and the Taliban has entered India. It's ridiculous.
I would say it is. It is.
So your last words today?
Well, what will be the last words? Because we are not seeing the first of it. We are not seeing the last of it. Okay. Way back in the 70s, Afghanistan had a coup d'etat when Sardar Muhammad took over he dethroned the king, the then king, and then Sardar Daud Muhammad, he was himself replaced in the coup d'etat by Kremlin. Okay, that's how Russia entered, and then of course Afghanistan. I feel sorry for the country. It's a terrible thing. But then probably it had its fate written once few things went out of place. So let's wait and watch. That is my only comment.
Yeah, let's wait and watch, and let's pray for the country, and just hope against hope, and be positive that the country is going to come out of the turmoil and
Absolutely.
become progressive again. That's all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure as always to talk to you, and I think we are quite a team. I'm praising myself and I'm praising you. नमस्कार. अगर अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, अपनी ओपिनियंस हमें बताइए. हमने आज जो कोशिश किया है ना, हमने सिर्फ अपनी ओपिनियंस दी है ना, हम किसी के ओपिनियन के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहे थे. ये सीधा सीधा जैसे नटराजन जी ने कहा है, ये हमारा ओपिनियन था. एज इंडियंस, एज कॉमन मैन, हम लोग अपना भी ओपिनियन रख सकते हैं। एफओई सिर्फ कुछ ही लोगों के तक नहीं है, एफओई तो हमारा भी है। अगर आपको अच्छा लगा प्लीज हमें जरूर सपोर्ट कीजिए। नमस्ते।